Hey everyone, welcome back to English Loom. I'm Sarah, and I have a confession before we even start this episode.
Uh-oh, I'm David, by the way. Sarah, what's the confession?
While we were preparing for this episode, I checked my phone 11 times in 1 hour. 11. And nothing important even happened. No urgent messages, no emergencies. I just kept checking it.
Honestly, that doesn't surprise me at all because I do the exact same thing. Sometimes I pick up my phone, look at the screen, and I don't even know what I was looking for.
Exactly. That's such a strange habit when you actually stop and think about it. So today, we're talking about the hidden reason behind this. Why we check our phones constantly, even when there's genuinely nothing new to check.
Let's get into it.
Let's start with something important. A lot of people think this habit is simply about being addicted to the phone itself. But, David, I actually don't think that's the full picture.
I agree. It's not really the phone we're addicted to. It's what the phone represents. Every time you unlock it, there's a small possibility of something new. A message, a like, a notification, some piece of information you didn't have a second ago.
Right. And that small possibility is incredibly powerful for our brains. It's not the phone itself pulling us in, it's the uncertainty of what might be waiting on the screen.
Vocabulary note. Uncertainty means not knowing what will happen. Our brains are actually wired to pay close attention to uncertain situations because historically, uncertainty could mean danger or opportunity. So even now, an uncertain notification pulls our attention almost automatically.
That's such an interesting way to think about it. It's less about the phone and more about what our brain hopes the phone will give us.
I want to share something honest here. A few months ago, I was working from home and I noticed I was checking my phone almost every 10 minutes, even during work hours when nothing was actually urgent.
What made you notice it?
I actually tracked my screen time for 1 week just out of curiosity, and the number genuinely shocked me. It was hours every single day, spread across constant small checks. Not long sessions, just quick, repeated glances throughout the entire day.
Did you figure out why you were doing it so often?
At first, I told myself it was just a habit, nothing deeper. But when I paid closer attention, I realized something more specific. Most of the time, I reached for my phone right after a difficult task, or during a boring moment, or right when a slightly uncomfortable thought entered my mind.
So it wasn't really random.
Not at all. It was like my hand moved toward the phone before my brain even consciously decided to check it. It became an automatic escape from anything slightly uncomfortable. Boredom, stress, even just silence.
That's so relatable. I actually noticed something similar in myself, but in a slightly different situation. Whenever I felt a small wave of anxiety, maybe before an important call or a difficult conversation, my first instinct was to grab my phone and scroll for a few minutes, even though it never actually solved the anxious feeling.
Did it help?
Not really, if I'm being honest. It just delayed the feeling for a few minutes. The anxiety was still there afterward. I had just distracted myself from it temporarily instead of actually dealing with it.
That's such an important distinction. Distraction feels like relief in the moment, but it's not actually the same thing as relief.
So let's talk about the deeper psychology here. Why does this specific habit feel so hard to resist?
The first reason is something called variable reward. This means you don't get a reward every single time you check your phone. Sometimes there's something interesting, and sometimes there's nothing at all. And strangely, that unpredictability actually makes the habit stronger, not weaker.
Vocabulary note: unpredictable means you can't know for certain what will happen next. Our brains actually find unpredictable rewards more exciting than predictable ones, which is part of why checking your phone can feel almost impossible to fully resist.
The second reason is emotional avoidance, which we touched on already. Checking your phone is often an easy way to avoid an uncomfortable emotion. Boredom, stress, loneliness, even just an awkward silence in a room full of people.
And the third reason, I think, is something deeper, a quiet fear of missing out. There's a constant, subtle worry that something important might be happening somewhere else, and if we don't check, we'll miss it.
That's often shortened to FOMO, fear of missing out. Vocabulary note: it describes the anxious feeling that other people might be experiencing something exciting or important without you.
And even though logically we know that missing a notification for 20 minutes isn't actually a big deal, that fear still influences our behavior almost every single day.
Okay, so let's talk about what we can actually do about this. Because completely avoiding phones isn't realistic for most people, and honestly, it's not even necessary.
Right. The goal isn't to disappear from your phone forever, it's to become more aware of why you're reaching for it in any given moment.
One thing that genuinely helped me was pausing for a second before unlocking my phone and quietly asking myself, what am I actually looking for right now? Sometimes just asking that question was enough to make me put the phone back down.
I like that a lot. Another thing that helped me was turning off non essential notifications completely. Without constant little alerts pulling at my attention, the urge to check became noticeably weaker over time.
That makes a lot of sense because a big part of the habit is triggered by those small red numbers and buzzing sounds in the first place.
Exactly. And the third thing, which sounds simple but genuinely works, is creating small phone free windows during the day, during meals, right before sleeping, or during the first 30 minutes after waking up.
Those specific windows matter a lot, especially the one right after waking up. Starting your day by immediately checking a screen can set an anxious, reactive tone for the rest of your entire day.
That's such a good point. It's less about punishing yourself for using your phone and more about slowly building small, intentional pauses throughout your day.
So here's something to pay attention to this week. The next time you reach for your phone without really thinking about it, pause for just 1 second and ask yourself, what am I actually feeling right now?
You might discover it's boredom, maybe it's stress, maybe it's just a quiet, uncomfortable silence you're trying to avoid. Whatever it is, just notice it without judging yourself for it.
That's it for today's episode of English Loom.
If this episode felt personal to you, share it with someone who might be reaching for their phone right now without even realizing why.
And remember, awareness always comes before change.
See you in the next episode.
Take care of yourself. Bye for now.